Come to me, my children. Follow the sound of my voice to receive thy blessings. Unburden yourself.
Ow, 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 ow.
And welcome to the Church of Last Resort with the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll. The Church of Last Resort, where your prayers are heard, your sins forgiven, and no matter what you believe, you won't believe this shit. And now, the Reverend, the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll. Merry Christmas Eve, everybody. Merry Christmas Eve. Good morning, brothers and sisters. And this includes all of our newish members, wherever you happen to be it PBM TV or just sitting in your living room half naked, munching on some fruitcake that somebody sent you in the mail today or yesterday. It's probably sent you last year. Well, they had it since last year. They just sent it out to you because we don't know how long fruitcake keeps. That's the problem with it. But if you like it, that's good for you. Somebody's got to eat it. Somebody must be eating it because they keep making this shit year after year. Well, so welcome to the Church of Last Resort. I am the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll, PhD, DDS, ADHD, FDIC, MCM, LIX. And let us begin in the name of George Carlin, Robin Williams, and Richard Pryor. Can I get a fuck yeah? Fuck yeah! Lord have mercy. Let us bow our heads and pray. I said, let us bow our heads and pray. That's right. Prayer. Dear Lord, forgive us for not knowing when your birthday is. You got to realize that no one took the time to write it down, So no one wrote down your actual birth date. Even you said, remember your death. You didn't say anything about remembering your birthday. You said, remember my death. So you got yourself to blame for that. Can I get the onus is on you? Well, because no one thought to write down your birth date, we lumped you in with about 20 other saviors and avatars. That's right. Can I get a long list? Well, despite that, Lord, well, I got you a little something. I got you a t-shirt. Now, I didn't know what size to get you, so I got you a 2XL. Can I get a good guess at your size? Yes, Lord. Now, I got your gift slip in case you need to return it. I got it from minddogtv.com. They have all kinds of merchandise there. I know this sounds like it's a commercial, but it's not. Let me say this again for you out there. It sounds like a commercial, but it is not. It is a prayer.
Oh, no.
That's right. It is a prayer with product placement. That's right. And alliteration. So it's a prayer with product placement and alliteration. You cannot deny the alliteration in the product placement of this prayer. Lord have mercy. Is that enough pee for you first thing in the morning? That's right. Lord have mercy. Yeah. Dear Lord, I know that the true meaning of Christmas has been lost for ages. So if you didn't get me anything, I understand. I don't like it, but I understand. I got you a t-shirt. You could at least gotten me something, but I understand. Please, Lord, bless the entire behind-the-scenes crew at Mind Dog TV. They are busting their asses every single week to do your work. Bless you. I know that wasn't a sneeze, but I don't know what to say when people cough other than Mute your fucking mic. No, I get that. No, no, but no, bless you. That's it. Yeah. So they're busting their asses every single week. Mm-hmm. And the fruits of your work are seen throughout the known and unknown universe. That's right. That includes the MCU and the DCU and ICU. You see me? That's right. And you do, because of satellites all over the world and outside the world. There's satellites, and that's why we see each other. Mm-mm-mm. And finally, Mind Dog Coffee. Yes, indeed. I don't always drink coffee, but when I do, I put a little bump in it for the Lord and a little extra. That's right. A little extra for his birthday and a little bit more because Kwanzaa's coming right on up. Kwanzaa's right around the corner. That's right. You don't want to leave out Kwanzaa. Hell no. Mm-mm. I am not going to get a bunch of hate mail from the brothers. First of all, I wouldn't understand what they're saying anyway. I don't speak brother. I speak Lord. Mm-mm-mm. Hallelujah. So, in the name of George Carlin, Robin Williams, and Richard Pryor, can I get a fuck? Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Lord have mercy. Children of the corn, children of the dam, children of the Lord. Doesn't matter who your daddy is. This is a good time to celebrate. The economy's doing well, even though people keep saying stupid shit like, I don't see it. The economy's doing well. It may maybe not be for everybody, but it never was right for everybody. The economy never, ever did good by everybody. Okay? People say, well, prices went up. That's right, they did. And guess what? Prices have always gone up. Okay? Shit. First time I bought a gallon of gas, it was 25 cents. 25 cents. That's a quarter, okay? And for those of you who don't know what a quarter is, it's a coin that we used to be able to put in the phone booths and gumball machines and shit like that. And you used to be able to buy a soda and a bag of potato chips and a candy bar for a quarter. That's right. Not anymore. Can't get a gallon of gas for a quarter. So shit always goes up. Stop your goddamn complaining and be smart with your money. Lord, don't sit there and go, I can't afford. Maybe you don't need. Okay? Think about that. Just because you want something doesn't mean you need something. Okay? But that's okay. We are going to figure this out together, brothers and sisters. We are going to figure this out together because together we can figure this out. So we're going to figure this out together the way we should be figuring things out. So let's figure things out. Now, being the holiday season, this time of year, people are sending us Christmas cards, and I'd like to share a few of them with you. I'd like to share a few of these cards with you. Let's see here. This one here. Shit. What's this? Okay. Let's see here. Holy gee. Okay. Here, dear Reverend, here is a little gift, or should I say sample. You are very photogenic. Was that a pose, or were you just happy to be in the picture? And that's not all you were in. Oh Lord. Okay. My demands are simple. All right, first of all, I'm not going to say your name on the air, okay? Because you didn't put it on there, coward. Send me a blackmail letter and you don't sign it? And your demands? I give a shit about your demands? First of all, uh, we've all made mistakes. All right, we've all made mistakes. I was young. I was young, and I needed the not the money. I didn't need the money. I needed the affirmation. I was, I just needed to know that I was pretty and I was wanted, and that, I was. That's all. And the pictures, well, second, do you know how many pictures there are of me out there doing these kinds of things? I'm just saying. So to be honest, none. You're not going to embarrass me, okay? I've been forgiven by the blood of Kodak and Canon and all the other places you get your photos developed. They forgave me. And if they can forgive me, you know, who the hell are you to blackmail me now? Now, to be honest, none have ever been shot from this particular angle. And so I'm a little impressed. I do not need to know how you got that angle. I'm curious, but I don't need to know. I just don't remember seeing a camera anywhere in that vicinity. That's all I'm saying. But at any rate, long story short, you are not going to blackmail me. It doesn't matter what color I am, you ain't doing it. So enough said about that one. Let's try maybe a happier card. All right, let's try. Here we go. Better card. Much better. Hope your whole holiday season is filled with fun. Thank you. Thank you. And there's a little letter. Dear Rev, I am having all of my family at my home for Christmas. We are a very diverse family with multiple ethnicities, faiths, and political viewpoints. We always end up arguing over the same things. I need your advice. Islam bar support necessary at the dinner table? I'm sorry. Islam bar, not Islam. Is lumbar support necessary at the dinner table? Signed, Broy Hill. Well, Brother Broy, depends on your strategy, okay? Lumbar support, for those of you who do not know what it is, in case I messed up, you're thinking Islam bar, it's lumbar. So let me give you an idea of what lumbar is, okay? Lumbar is, well, I don't need to draw it for you. You ever dance with somebody and you hold them close and you put your hand in the small of their back? Right there, that's the lumbar. We also call it the tramp stamp location. So that's your lumbar right in there. And so the question is, do you need to support that area at the dinner table, in your chairs? And that is going to depend on what you want out of the dinner table party, out of the dinner, okay? It's strategy. How long do you want the people to be there? If you want them to be comfortable and stay for a while, you put in the lumbar support. If you want them to get the fuck out your house, you find the hardest chairs, the most uncomfortable chairs. Not only do they not have lumbar support, you make sure that they have nothing to keep those cheeks from being miserable, okay? And they just make them rock back and forth. And also, something that could also stop them from, well, no, it may make them a little more agitated. They may argue a little bit more, but they won't argue for long because they want to get the hell out of there because the asses are sore. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be rocking back and forth, get the left cheek some time, get the right cheek some time, back and forth. So it's not just the lumbar, it's the buns too, the buns. Now, if you want the host again and you want them to come back, you're going to spend a little bit more on the chairs, okay? You get the nice comfy chairs with the nice soft backs with a little support for the lumbar region, or the tramp stamp holder, as we call it, right there in the small of the back, and get something for the butt cheeks so that they're nice and happy, and they'll stay and they'll come back again next time. So it all depends on what you want. That's why I cannot just answer this question yes or no. It's yes and no, depending on what you want. So what do you want, Roy? What do you want? Do you want your family to come back next year and eat your food, stay too long, argue over shit? Or do you want to do that at someone else's house so you don't have to clean up behind them? Because, they're family. And friends. We don't get to pick our family, usually. But we can pick our friends. Sometimes. Sometimes you don't even know you picked your friends. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes. Let's say you're a married couple. And the wives have been friends forever. You come in the picture, and they make you become friends with the other husband, whether you want to be or not. So you didn't get to pick that friend. You may not even like that friend, or you may love that friend, but you didn't get to pick that friend. It was they're like friend-in-laws, if there's such a thing. So we've gone through the cards. I don't think I have any more cards. One more card here. Okay. Yeah, it's got some scripture. Oh, that's sweet. That's sweet. God so loved the world that he gave his only son and said, keep an eye on him for me, please. Don't let anything happen to him. I'll be back for him in a bit. From the book of care.com. That's a beautiful piece of scripture to reflect on. To think that God left his son with us and said, watch out for him. Take care of him for me for a little bit. I'll be back for him shortly. Well, God's never been known to be on time for anything. That's the beauty of God. Sometimes you have to wait on God, and wait a little longer, and a little longer still. But that's okay. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. And we have one last card. One last card to read. Oh, it's beautiful. Another scripture. Another scripture. This one is love is patient. Love is kind. Love does not envy. Love does not boast. But it can set you back a few bucks if you're not careful. From the Book of Sensations. People, these cards mean a lot to myself and my wife, Amona. It's the kind of thing that makes the whole season worth all the bullshit you go through. For example, right now, my wife, Amona, is she's in the other room. We call it a kitchen. And she said to me this morning, she says, are you going to be doing a show live? A live show on Christmas Eve? Or are you going to pre-record something and do it that way. And I'm like, woman, that's not what I said. What that's what I would have said if she wasn't in the room with me. You know what I'm talking about. Shit. What I said was, well, what do you want me to do, honey? And she says, I want you to either help me in the kitchen or get out of the way. And so this is me helping her in the kitchen by staying the fuck out the way. So I think we're both happier like that. We'd like to welcome Brother Carl to the church, and the Brother Napo and the Brother Morgan Freeman. Brother man, just so you know, brother man, brother man, brother man, brother man, brother man. That's my brother man. Brother man, this is a lion, like the Lion of Judah, not a leopard, as you wrote, leopard? Leopard. Leopard. You need to put your syllable. Okay. But yeah, but you got that. That's a lion. Yes, indeed. But thank you, brother man from across the pond. Thank you. The today sermon, what we want to discuss is why do bad things happen to good people? Well, that's kind of funny because we need to discuss these things because this time of year, everybody's thinking of joy and happiness, but not everybody is experiencing joy and happiness. Right now, there's some people who, despite their best efforts, think they're not having a good Christmas because they can't buy stuff for people. They can't buy the gifts they want to buy. They can't enjoy the things they want to enjoy. And so they want to know, Lord, why me? Why am I having such a hard time? I'm a good person. I go to church. I tithe. I help poor people. Why is all this bad shit happening to me? And so here's the deal. First of all, we have to look at the big picture. And as a matter of fact, the picture is so big that I'm not sure I can get the whole picture on here. I'm going to try. Let's see here. I'm going to try. Okay, this is as far as the picture is going to go. Right there. Okay, so if I stay inside of this, you can see the big picture. All right. So first of all, what is good and what is bad? See, that's the first dilemma that we have. Who determines that a person is a good person or a bad person? That's the first thing. You say you're a good person because you do X, Y, and Z. But why do you do X, Y, and Z? Okay? Are you doing these things? Are you doing these things because you're afraid that if you don't, you're going to go to hell? Or are you doing these things because you genuinely feel that doing these things is the right thing to do? Because a lot of people give away shit. You know, if I were a billionaire and I gave you $1,000, you would say, Lord, I got $1,000. And I would say, bitch, please, $1,000 ain't nothing to me. You understand what I'm saying? But if I only had $20 in my pocket and I gave you 19, you might say, man, what the fuck's wrong with you? Give me $19. Give me the whole 20. And I'd be like, the whole 20, that's all I got. See, so it's not just what you give, but how much of what you have to give, you give. If you give more of what you got to give, when you give it, you're giving more than a person who gave a lot more than what you gave. So you got to give. But why are you giving and how much you giving and relative amount of what you got to give? Good God. That's what I'm talking about. Season of giving. Did you get that? Because I gave it. Hope you got it. Good God. So let's play out this scenario. Let's say you are in this car here. There's a car and it's going that direction. So this is exhaust, okay? You don't really need to know that. I just did that because I just want you to know the car is moving. See, it's driving along. And off in the distance, behind these trees, all right, behind these trees, you see smoke, all right? And you see a fire truck. I can't draw a fire truck. I'll do this. That's fire. That's fire. Shit. That's fire. Okay, fuck it. Fire truck. Because I can't draw a fire. I can't spell it either, apparently. Can't draw it, and I can't spell it. That's a fire truck, okay? You see a fire truck, and you see smoke in the trees, and you stop, and they say there's a house on fire. And your first instinct is, I hope that's not my house. I'm pretty sure you're saying, I hope that's not my house burning. But it's a house. So whose house do you want it to be? Somebody's house is burning. So whose house do you want it to be if you don't want it to be yours? There we go. Whose house do you want burning? It's not yours. At least you hope it's not yours. But it's a burning house. So let's say that it is your house. Or not you personally. I don't want anything. I'm not wishing anything to happen to anybody out there. I'm saying that it's a house and it's burning and it's going to burn. So here we go. Let's do it this way. The house. This is the house, and this is the ground, and this is the house. And guess what? It burned up. It's all gone. It's all critters. It's just ash, a bunch of ash. The house has been burnt down. Is that good or bad? Is that good or bad? All their belongings are gone, but nobody was home. So all the lives were spared. So the house is gone, but all the people are alive. The insurance company says, whoever fault it wasn't yours. We are going to rebuild your house. So now they're rebuilding the house with all the little sticks and stones and things that you use to build a house. And they're putting the roof and all that shit on the house, and they're still building it. They're putting up the house. And but there's no people in it yet. No people, because they're still building it. And I guess I should have mentioned that the house, when the house was burned down. It burned down like at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Nobody was home. Did I tell you that? Nobody's home. Okay, nobody's home. So they're building the house in the middle of the night. Let's say, just for shits and giggles, at 1:17 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it's dark out. Okay, night. It's a moon. Okay. And if the house was finished, there'd be people sleeping in it, but they're not. And all of a sudden, a fucking sinkhole sucks up all this shit. Okay? Now, the new house has been sucked up in a sinkhole. But guess what? Because the old house burned down, nobody was in this house to begin with. So when it sank in the sinkhole, nobody died. So the first house burning down was a good thing. Okay, because it saved all those lives. Because had the first house not been burned down, they would have been in the house sleeping. And then when the sinkhole hit the house, everybody would have got sucked. okay? And you don't need all that kind of, the whole house would have been sucked. So it was a good thing that the house burned down. That's what I'm saying. When you're trying to figure out whether or not it's a good thing or a bad thing, you can't even determine what. Not forget the fact that not we can't even tell if people are good or bad by their deeds. We can't even tell if an event that happened is good or bad until all of the results are in. All the results. That's just one picture. Of course, that's a picture and the thing that I drew up, and someone else may draw up a different picture. But this is my marker, my eraser, my board. I get to decide what goes on there. You don't get to tell me what goes on my board. It's my board. Shit. Lord have mercy. Now, I'm sorry, we're just going to check this out real quick. The roof is on fire. You know, damn it. I didn't see that one. So, brothers and sisters, when we say, why do bad things happen to good people? That's a really, really tricky question. Because now you're asking us to determine what's good and what's bad. And to be honest, we can't even fucking decide on what's people. We don't even know what people are. Because, motherfucker, this is Christmas time. And guess which, I'm sorry. I have to get rid of this real quick. Okay? All right. Yeah. Woohoo! Like magic. Like that. Okay. Now, we can't even decide on what a people is. All right? Because according to, let's call it a constitution, it's we the people. Okay, and to give us certain inalienable rights, all right? And one of those rights is the right to free speech. But guess what the hell happens? Some idiot, actually a bunch of idiots, a bunch of rich idiots, and I don't mean they're idiots in the fact that they're stupid. I mean they're idiots in the fact that they don't care about the poor people. Those kinds of idiots, because they were pretty smart to collect all that money and protect it. And then set up a form of government that will protect their money. That's what the government is for. The government is to protect their money. Okay, it isn't about protecting us. They're like, we're leaving King George because King George can take our money. So we're gonna come over here and we want to write rules and regulations to protect our money and our property. So they say we the people, but they meant white rich people. That's beside the point. That's just. But at some point, let's call them CEOs, decided that, wait a second, I need protection. I don't want anybody to get my money, so I need a fake thing. Let's call it a company, okay? Call it a company, and want the company to take the brunt of responsibility for anything that CEOs, which are real people, if they make a bad decision or hurt someone, a company takes the fall. A company cannot be thrown in jail. A company cannot be locked up, okay? A company, the worst that can happen to a company is that it stops being that company and it starts becoming this company, okay? Meanwhile, they can do all kinds of damage in the names of those companies. You know why? Because they say that a company equals people or a person. And that's right. They say a company equals a person. That's bullshit. You know how I know that's a bullshit answer? When you are born, okay? When you come out, okay, this is a womb, okay? This is a womb. And when you come out and you're born, as soon as you are born, no one has to say that you're a person. They take one look at you, that they pulled you out of this womb and say, that's a person. No one, you don't need a license, okay? And if you're a minority or a woman, you may not be treated like a person, especially in some states like Texas. but you're a person nonetheless. Nothing has to tell anybody that you're a person because you, by nature, are a person. Okay, by nature. As soon as you're born, bam, person. Companies don't exist like that. If you reached inside of a womb, no matter how hard you tried, you are not going to pull out a company. You can try. I've done this experiment many, many times. I have pulled my hand up all in there looking for companies. I have found company, but not companies. Okay? You reach your hand up in there and you will not find companies. That's because companies do not exist in nature. They do not. We have to create a thing so that a company can exist, and then we can call them people. So a company is not a person because it does not exist in nature. But, and here's the fucked up part. Here's the seriously fucked up part. I forgot where I was going with that. And that's fucked up. Shit. And you think I'm joking. No, I can't remember because I didn't have a plan for after I put my hand up in the womb looking for a company. That's as far as I got this morning when I was writing this up. That's as far as I got, was stick my hand up in the womb looking for companies. Let me see. I know we're talking about people. That's it. We can't even determine what a person is. We know what a person is, but by law, we have stretched it all out of proportion. And so we do not have it together. We do not know what a person is. So we can't tell you. I can't tell you what people are good or bad because I can't even tell you what a people is anymore. All right? And so the whole question, the whole point of this thing is why bad things happen to good people. The truth of the matter is, I don't know. Shit happens. Life happens to everybody. And life isn't fair. Life happens to everybody. It's not fair. It's just life. And what happens in life and how it turns out depends on how you respond to it. Okay, yeah, maybe you don't have all the money in the world. Oh, what do you have to be thankful for? And what are you willing to do? So let's say you just want a few $1,000s to buy some gifts for your family. Or let's say you bought gifts for your family and some dickwad broke into your house and stole those gifts last night so that you can't give them tomorrow. Okay? I don't think anybody is going to disagree and say the person that broke in and stole those gifts is a bad person. Because, first of all, they had no fucking business breaking into your house. And even stealing. You don't, because that's wrong. It's just fucking wrong. And if I catch the motherfucker, I'll hurt him for you. I will stick my hand all the way up in there looking for companies. Yes, I will. We'll get your shit back. Now, I have I hope that I answered your question about why do bad things happen to good people. And the truth of the matter is that shit happens. And it depends on what you do, how resilient you can be in your life, how you get over it. Okay? And how long is it going to take you to forgive yourself if you fuck up? Because people fuck up. Like those pictures that I took. I didn't take them. I didn't even know they were being, those pictures I didn't know were being taken. The ones that I posed for, I knew about those pictures. Doesn't make me a bad person. Just made me someone who needed to fill a void. And that's what I was doing in those pictures. I was filling a void. looks a lot like a womb. And I was feeling it. So I'm going to, at this point, I explained a little while ago that I have a music director, G.D. Penderson, and he was working on a Christmas song for us, so he could play it last week, and he did not like the way it came out. He didn't like the way he sounded trying to sing it, and he didn't like the way he sounded trying to play it. And I didn't like the way it sounded either. I was like, what the fuck are you trying to do to that song? Lord have mercy. But we came up with a compromise. He taught me how to play it. And so if you'll excuse me, don't go anywhere. I have to walk over here and grab my guitar and I will play a little Christmas song for you. But don't go anywhere. You stay right there. You stay right there. Please feel free to hum along if you know the words, or sing along if you know the words. Silent Night. And it would help if I plugged in my amplifier. That's what happens when you got live performances. Sometimes you forget shit. There we go. All right. I hope that's okay with you. I apologize in advance. Not for the technical difficulties, for the singing. Silent Night. Silent night. Gassy night. That fruitcake just didn't sit right. Gut's been gurgling for a long while. Feels like I'm giving birth to a child. Can I get some relief? Lord, can I get some relief? Silent night. Smelly night. Shepherd's pie. What a delight. But you're a vegan, so your dinner is tofu and salad and roasted rhubarb. But ice cold eggnog is poured. Ice cold eggnog is poured. But not real eggs. You're a vegan. You can't drink that. You'd have to fake shit. But the rest of us, we could drink the real eggnog and get fucked up. Silent night. What a night. That eggnog has quite a bite. One more mug and I'll fall flat on my face. My drinking has become a disgrace. But Jesus, could it be worse? Lord Jesus, my colon just burst. What's that smell? Silent night. Gassy night. For everybody. Between the fruitcake and the eggnog. That's not mistletoe I smell. Although it smells like feet. Merry Christmas. Oh, shit. Nah, damn it. Sorry. Damn it. I hope, thank you for indulging me in that. I realized that not everybody was pleased with that. Apparently, some people thought it was blasphemous. That's okay. Some people, it's the spirit that matters. So I appreciate you hanging out with me. Right now, we're going to read, because I'm going to do a little reading from our book, my book, Even a Broken God is Right Twice a Day, by Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll, PhD, DDS, ADHD, MCM, LIX, from the Church of Last Resort. This is from chapter 27, and this chapter is called Take Your Shit and Go. Take your shit and go. I should mention that this book is available wherever this book can be found. So please get a copy. Take Your Shit and Go, chapter 27. Okay. The two scariest phrases in a relationship are, I love you and take your shit and go. They are scary for the same reason. They both lead to now what? Especially when you're young and don't know any better. I love you. Now, what do we do? Do we have sex? Do we have sex again? Do we move in together? And by together, I mean in with my folks. Do we get a place together? And by place, I mean my folks. Do we get married? Do we tell our friends? Do we tell each other our real names? Do we meet in the real world? Do we meet each other's families? That's a whole other scary. Love is so scary that we had to invent a holiday to help us cope with it. Do you remember being a kid and you were afraid to go home because you knew that your parents were going to beat your ass? Time out for you lesser initiated people. Okay, you know who you are. The ones who don't beat your kids, give them timeouts. You know who they are, who you are. So you brought a friend home with you, hoping that would somehow help, that your parents wouldn't kill you in front of witnesses. It didn't help me. It didn't help me at all. Damn it. Of course, this was BCA, before child abuse. Turns out that my friends were voyeurs, and my mom loved an audience. It's showtime. Yep, she would beat our asses in front of witnesses because she liked that. Well, Valentine's Day is that friend, because we are afraid to say I love you. Now what? We bring our friend St. Valentine home with us so that we can be brave. Your friend tells you to buy something, anything, everything, candy, cards, flowers, lingerie. Valentine's Day isn't for lovers, it's for cowards. But don't tell my wife I said that. Now, take your shit and go is so scary that we invented smartphones. When you break up, you have to divide your shit. And back in the day, that meant dividing up the music and the pictures and albums and photographs. Those melodic and pictorial representations of your relationship. Remember when we got this? You remember when we got this? Remember when we took this picture? You remember when we took this picture? So back then, you take the pictures and you make 3 piles: yours, mine, and ours. You take yours, I take mine. The ours pile, we take the negatives and make copies. We split the cost, and that any picture that we can't make copies of, we take turns choosing until all of those pictures are gone. Records, we make 3 piles: yours, mine, and sex offenders. Some people can do that with the pictures of their friends as well. Like Anita Baker, that's yours. Earth, Wind, and Fire, that's mine. The Silvers, that's yours. Parliament Funk, that's mine. R. Kelly, that's what I thought. Nobody's claiming that one. Okay. Jeff Foxworthy, that's yours. George Carlin, that's mine. Bill Cosby, again, that's what I thought. Nobody's claiming Cosby. That was back then when you had physical records and physical pictures to separate and divide. Today, when you take your shit and go, you grab your phone. You just grab it. Here you go. Just grab your phone and go. No more sorting through pictures. No more yours, mine, and ours. No more sorting through albums. No more yours, mine, and sex offenders. You can have Michael Jackson, R. Kelly, Bill Cosby, Louis C.K. on your phone, and no one knows except for you, Amazon, iTunes, Spotify, Pandora, FBI, CIA, NSA, the Russians, the Chinese, the North Koreans. Did I leave anybody out? Well, let's put it this way. If you have a smartphone, the government doesn't need a chip. They already know what you're up to. So fuck that conspiracy. They don't need a chip. They got you. You got a smartphone. That's it. You're out of there. Take your phone and go. And then you text your ex to tell them that you're breaking up with them. Coward. That was from chapter 27, Take Your Shit and Go. Chapter 27 of Even a Broken God is Right Twice a Day by the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll, PhD, DDS, ADHD, MCM, LIX of the Church of Last Resort. Now, brothers and sisters, as we come close to the end of our hour, and I say close because it's about 6 minutes left in the show, in our program, and then we have the ending, which takes like 45 seconds, production thing, behind the scenes shit. I'm saddened by it too, because all good things must come to an end. And this show also, whether you think it's a good thing or not, it has to come to an end. And maybe coming to the end is the good thing. I'm going to leave it up to you. I don't judge. I'm hoping you don't judge. But brothers and sisters, while I got this moment, I want to take the time to invite you to send us your request for prayers and so forth at the email, the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll at I forgot my email address, but it's at the bottom of the thing rolling by. So Dr. DrRevJellyRolle at gmail.com. I had a slight brain fart. You know, this reminds me. This happened just yesterday. Yes. Okay. Just for the record, just so you know, I don't have a license to drive. Oddly enough, believe it or not, the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll cannot get a license because I don't know. Apparently, a person of my stature cannot get a license. But I do have a good friend who takes me around and drives me to all these different places, GD Fenderson. So if I need to go somewhere, we usually go together. He'll take me. And the reason why I'm mentioning that is because some of the pictures that they were trying to blackmail me with, some of those pictures weren't even of me. Okay. Some of those pictures were of GD Fenderson, and I don't even know how or why they would do that and get our pictures mixed up like that. It kind of hurts me that I would be being blackmailed for something he did. That's not right. But here's the deal. That's not why I brought that up. I was just feeling a little nervous because some of those pictures aren't mine; they're his, and I don't like being blamed for shit I didn't do. And I understand you can feel that, right? You understand that. You don't want to be blamed for something you didn't do. So here's the deal. Yesterday, we were hanging out. I was helping him with the yard work, and the neighbors were walking by, and they were wishing us. Matter of fact, GD is like the only house on the neighborhood that does not have any decorations at all. No decorations. He doesn't decorate for anything. He doesn't decorate for Halloween, Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Festivus. He does have a Festivus pole, or it's for dancing. I'm not sure which. I just didn't notice it until Festivus. But he was walking by and his neighbors wished him, they said, Merry Christmas. And GD goes, Merry Christmas right back. And I said, GD, you don't even celebrate Christmas. Why'd you say that? He goes, GD says, well, I don't celebrate Christmas, but they do. And I'm not a dick. I don't care what they say. They can say Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Solstice. I don't give a shit because none of those days mean anything to me anyway. And I didn't realize that I'm a minister and I have such a heathen for a friend. But because I need him to drive, I accept him until I get my own car, my own license. So before I close, I want to invite you to like and subscribe to my fledgling YouTube channel, the Dr. Reverend Jelly Roll. It still only has 6 subscribers. On the other hand, at least we haven't lost any due to content or lack thereof. Help us reach our goal of 7 subscribers by the end of the year. Now, on behalf of the Church of Last Resort and the entire Roll family, my wife Amona, who's been in the kitchen cooking all day, my kids, Cinnamon and Jelly Jr., our cat Tootsie, and our dog Stop Dropping, I wish you safe travels. I hope you will join us next week at 9 a.m. On Mind Dog TV and everywhere that we can be seen and heard. In the name of George Carlin, Robin Williams, Richard Pryor, can I get a fuck? Yeah.
Fuck yeah!